and that they are saying there is no fraud, coercion, anything like that. When you look at Cassie getting on the stand,
in a mounting legal fight with the music mogul's sons, Christian and Quincy Combs are reportedly trying to stop the sale of a book about their late mother, Kim Porter, right now. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Webb.
The courtroom fell into a tense, stunned silence as Diddy slammed his fists on the table, his expression a mix of shock and disbelief. Moments earlier, a sealed memo was unveiled, exposing a shocking twist. His own son, Christian Combs, had been named as a key witness for the prosecution. It wasn't just a legal bombshell, it was a gut-wrenching betrayal, unfolding in real time. Decades of family loyalty crumbled under the weight of the revelation, leaving everyone in the room reeling. How did it come to this? A father and son, now standing on opposite sides of the fight of their lives.
To get people around him to facilitate and participate in so-called freak-offs, these group sex sessions that sometimes last for days at a time. The criminal indictment lays out the allegations, only names Combs as the defendant, although that could potentially change down the line. We may see more defendants.
Sean Diddy Combs, one of the most powerful and influential figures in music, is facing the battle of a lifetime. And it's not just because of the serious charges against him. The real shocker, his own son is now at the heart of the prosecution's case. When that bombshell was dropped in court, witnesses say Diddy completely unraveled.
Go back to 2018, and Jonathan Oddie allegedly went into the Trump National Doral Miami Hotel and Resort in the middle of the night.
Diddy's legal troubles are escalating rapidly. He's facing some of the most serious accusations imaginable: sex trafficking, coercion, and organized criminal activity. Prosecutors allege that these crimes span years and were carried out during lavish, secretive gatherings held on private jets, luxury yachts, and exclusive VIP mansions. But according to them, these weren't just parties. They were calculated operations designed to exploit and control vulnerable individuals. Despite the mounting charges, Diddy's legal team has made one thing clear: he's not taking a plea deal. To him, accepting one would be tantamount to admitting guilt, and he's adamant that he's done nothing wrong. One of his attorneys even stated during a press conference that Diddy not only believes in his innocence, but also feels compelled to take a stand, not just for himself, but for his family and anyone else he believes is being unjustly targeted by the system. Just when Diddy's legal team thought they had a handle on things, the ground shifted beneath them. The courtroom's atmosphere changed instantly when a sealed memo was quietly introduced into evidence. Inside was testimony from a close family member, and the revelation hit like a thunderbolt. It was Diddy's own son, Christian Combs, known in the music world as King Combs. Imagine your own child, someone the world is used to seeing smiling, beside you at awards shows and parties, now working with federal prosecutors. That's the reality Diddy is facing right now. Christian, 27, has reportedly been cooperating with authorities in New York just days before his father's trial begins, and according to insiders, he knows critical details about Diddy's private flights, exclusive guest lists, and alleged hush money payments meant to keep people silent. Sources close to the case say Christian has seen more than anyone realized. He's been around those high-profile parties since he was young. He knows who was there, how things were handled, and, most importantly, who got paid off afterward. It's that kind of insider knowledge that could tip the scales against Diddy in court. When it became clear in the courtroom that Christian was the mystery witness, Diddy reportedly erupted. He stood up, yelled at his attorneys, and had to be calmed down by security. The betrayal was palpable for a man who's always branded himself as a family-first mogul. Hearing that his own son is testifying for the prosecution must have felt like a punch to the gut. This isn't just a legal battle. It's a deeply personal unraveling. Diddy's entire public image has always been built on control, wealth, and family loyalty. But now that carefully crafted persona is cracking under the weight of courtroom drama, family betrayal, and public scrutiny, all unfolding in real time.
Come fuck with anybody I'm tied to, somebody that I got business with that I love like a brother, then we're gonna play the game, but
In a stunning development, federal prosecutors have confirmed that Christian Combs, the 27-year-old son of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, is expected to serve as a key witness in the upcoming trial, according to 2 law enforcement insiders. Sealed court documents reviewed late last week contain a confidential memo outlining testimony from a close family member. After days of speculation, defense attorneys confirmed the name everyone had been whispering. Christian Combs, the revelation, has sent shockwaves through both the courtroom and the entertainment industry. For years, Christian has been seen as his father's protege, a fixture at red carpet events, performing under the stage name King Combs, and publicly praising Diddy as a guiding influence in his life and career. But behind the scenes, a very different narrative appears to have been unfolding.
Of course, he was dismissed, and the jurors said, I wouldn't be comfortable doing this because I think it may make it hard for me to litigate some other cases that I have coming up. So he was dismissed, but then, and the judge kind of didn't really.
Federal investigators now believe that Christian Combs holds critical first-hand knowledge of his father's inner circle, including details about Diddy's controversial lifestyle, his closest confidants, and financial activities that could potentially tie him to a wider criminal enterprise. Prosecutors are zeroing in on 3 major areas. Private jet flight logs. Christian is believed to have frequently traveled with his father on private jets to destinations where several alleged incidents occurred. These flights often included unnamed female guests, some of whom are now central to the prosecution's claims of sex trafficking and coercion. Investigators suspect Christian can shed light on who was invited, under what circumstances, and what happened during and after those trips. Exclusive guest lists, Diddy's extravagant, invite-only parties, have become legendary, attracting celebrities, influencers, and power players. But prosecutors claim these events weren't just glamorous celebrations. They were controlled environments where drugs, exploitation, and intimidation allegedly ran rampant. Christian is thought to have either helped manage or at least witnessed how guests were selected and treated, making his potential testimony a key component in establishing a pattern of behavior. Hush money transfers. Perhaps the most damaging allegations involve claims that Diddy used intermediaries, and possibly even family members, to facilitate payments aimed at silencing accusers. Prosecutors reportedly have their eyes on several financial transactions they believe Christian either facilitated or knew about. If proven, this could bolster claims that Diddy orchestrated organized efforts to obstruct justice and cover up criminal activities. While Christian has not publicly commented on his involvement, insiders say his decision to cooperate was not made lightly. Some speculate he may have been pressured by mounting evidence, while others believe he may be trying to protect himself or distance his career from his father's growing scandal. Legal analysts are already calling Christian's expected testimony a potential game changer. Not only could it give prosecutors an insider perspective, but it also carries tremendous emotional and psychological weight, something juries don't easily overlook. A son testifying against his own father is exceedingly rare, said one former federal prosecutor. It suggests that what's behind the curtain may be darker than anyone imagined. For Diddy, who has maintained his innocence and framed the case as a government overreach, this development is a devastating blow. Courtroom insiders say that when Christian's identity as the witness was confirmed, Diddy became visibly agitated, shaking his head and whispering to his attorneys. Some say he even had to be calmed down during a brief recess. Now, with his son potentially preparing to take the stand against him, the already high-stakes trial has reached a level of personal betrayal and public spectacle that could not only redefine its outcome, but also shatter Diddy's carefully constructed legacy. What remains unclear is whether Christian Combs is cooperating with federal authorities by choice, or if he's being compelled to testify under subpoena. Legal experts say that distinction is crucial, as it speaks to the nature of his involvement and the level of pressure prosecutors may be exerting. But regardless of the circumstances, the impact is the same. Christian's testimony could carry enormous weight, not just legally, but emotionally, in a trial already charged with tension and drama. For years, Christian was seen as Diddy's heir apparent in both music and business. The two were often photographed together at industry events, fashion shows, and recording sessions. Diddy frequently praised his sons as his pride and motivation, portraying a close-knit family bound by loyalty and legacy. So when court documents identified Christian as the unnamed family member, expected to deliver pivotal testimony, it didn't just rattle the defense. It struck directly at the heart of Diddy's carefully crafted public image. Inside the courtroom, the atmosphere shifted dramatically as the memo referencing Christian was read aloud. According to multiple sources present, Diddy became visibly agitated, clenching his fists and pacing in front of the defense table before slamming his hands down and leaning in to speak intensely to his attorneys. One observer described it as the moment everything cracked. You could feel the betrayal in the air. His son, the one he brought into this lifestyle, the one who was supposed to carry on his legacy, was now part of the effort to take him down. Diddy had long positioned his sons as the future leaders of his empire, grooming them to take over music, fashion, and branding roles. But now that vision is crumbling, not just legally, but personally. So, what do you think? Could this be the breaking point for Diddy's empire? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.